Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Interfaith Ministries Worldwide. We want you to know wherever you are on your journey of spirit, you are welcome, loved, and accepted. This is a way of life where we honor all paths to God. Now's the time we quiet our bodies and we quiet our minds. We take a deep cleansing breath. And we prepare ourselves for service. In this day, there's quite enough light for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough peace, quite enough power to walk through my every fear. For Spirit, God's Spirit, is in this day. In this day, there's quite enough light for all of us. And in this day, there's quite enough joy for all of us. And there's quite enough peace and quite enough power to walk through our every fear. For Spirit, God's Spirit, is in this day. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough and quite enough power to walk through our every fear. For Spirit, God's Spirit, is in this day. Oh yes, is in this day. Oh, there's quite enough love, quite enough peace, quite enough love right here in this very room. And now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to bring to our platform Reverend Damien Calmet. So in this room,
this moment right now, take a deep breath and in your mind just say, I am filling myself with love. I am filling myself with joy. I am filling myself with peace. Sorry, you didn't get that part. Okay, I want you to exhale. And as you exhale, I want you to let the anxiety go. And now just breathe in calmness and peace. Calmness and peace. They tell me I have to bring the microphone closer. I'd much rather not have the microphone. I want to welcome you. It's been 2 years since anybody's gathered together, and most of you have never seen me in person. So that's an interesting dilemma too. Some of you watch me online. Online, I've had my program, Now a Demon Come Out, for about 3 or 4 years, but this is a whole different avenue for us right now. We're going to begin with a meditation. And in our meditation today, one of the people that was going to be here today is named Patricia, and she had chemo treatments this week, and it left her where she's feeling she can't be here. And a couple of people called me last night and they said, well, Richie and his husband, they said, oh, guess what, we have COVID. So there are several people that are down with different disease, not at ease, okay? But as we do our meditation, part of the Easter story was the garden. You see on your bulletin that I stayed up all night writing last night, that it's the garden on the front. And you see what I wrote for my Easter message to you today? Every 33 years, Ramadan, Passover, and Easter all come together at the same time. And it happens right now. Last night, Passover started. Today is Easter, Ramadan. We were on the 14th day of. It is a time to remember, in the midst of so much darkness, that there are seeds of light. And there are seeds of light sitting right in front of me today. So in this garden that Jesus went to was a garden of peace, a garden of serenity, a garden of leaving your cares outside of the garden. So as we do a brief meditation, whatever you happen to have a need of today, whatever you have a need of today, thank you so much. He says she's mine, and you do what I'm told. Then I want you to bring into your mind that need. If you have a friend that has a need, bring them into your mind. Picture, Ho'oponopono, Hawaii, there's a thing where you picture things as they are, not what you, in your illusion, think they are. Because perfect health is ours, and we have the illusion of illness so many times that we bite into. That's a whole different, that's a talk. I'm not doing talk right now. So as we just close our eyes and realize that we have been called here today by the Spirit to fill ourselves with love, to fill ourselves with peace, to fill ourselves with understanding. And in this moment, we accept perfect health for ourselves, perfect health for our family, perfect health for our loved ones. And on this day, peace on earth. And so it is. So it is. Come on in. We got more hats. Come on. Oh boy, this contest is there's a chair over here. Come on in. Come on in. Reed, will you grab a chair from the outside there? I love these hats. Let's give everybody who has a hat a clap here. my goodness. You know, the audience, are gonna vote on the hats. So it's gonna be an interesting decision. And there's a chair right here somebody can have. As some of you know, Dr. Sharon Stroud was the founder of Interfaith Ministries, and she made her transition a few months ago. And I studied with her in San Diego about 40 years ago at her church. And recently, this past year, her being here, me being here, we got reacquainted, and I appeared on her program with Fleet and her the second Sunday of every month. And anyway, it was her wish that for whatever reason, because I'm not Dr. Sharon, that I take over Interfaith Ministries. We're totally two different people. Of course, nobody can be like me, and those of you who knew Sharon, nobody could be like Dr. Sharon either. So my point that I'm rambling on is that at her celebration of life, I met one of the most wonderful human beings, and I want to share her with you now as she comes to sing for us. Disha Breen. Welcome, Mark.
Happy Easter, everyone. I'll walk with God from this day on. I'll walk with God from this day on. His helping hand I'll lean upon. This is my prayer, my humble plea. May the Lord be ever with me. There is no death, though eyes grow dim. There is no fear when I'm near to Him. I'll lean on Him forever, and He'll be with me ever. He will not fail me as long as my faith is strong. Whatever road I may walk along, I'll walk with God. I'll take His hand. I'll talk with God. He'll understand. I'll pray to Him each day to Him, and He'll hear the words that I say. His hand will guide my crown and rod, and I'll never walk alone while I walk with God.
Beautiful. Oh, that's my phone going off, but that's okay. So some of you know that I also work at DAP. And we have Stephen here from DAP today, which I'm so grateful to have. So nice to have you here. And when I first started at DAP, I met this wonderful lady. Now, in our fellowship, one of the things that we say is that when I see God in you and you see God in me, there's only one of us standing here. And we often say outside, we're in this together. You know, we have all the saints, but we don't act like it, do we? Because we see differences, we see barriers, we don't see ourselves in the similar. And when I saw this lady, I saw God. Because all of us want to train ourselves so we see the God in each other, because God is in every single one of us, even when we're not recognizing it. And it was after that that she revealed that she's also transgender. And so much of the time I would just say, this is my friend Anne. But for clarification as part of her spiritual journey, I'm saying this is my dear friend Anne, who is also transgender and is coming to share part of her journey with us. Welcome, Anne.
I don't know how to follow that. That was amazing. That was just so beautiful. Damien asked me to share for Easter Sunday, and I was so honored. I was honored beyond belief. I've never shared this story in public before. I tend not to talk about my gender status much. I just try to live my life as me. But it's really relevant because it is a renewal. It's a rebirth in this sense. So I didn't prepare anything. I'm just going to tell you my testimony and how God was in my life even when I kicked him out. Back in 2011, my wife and I separated because of my gender affiliations. I was in the closet, but she knew that I would dress up as a woman, even though I was doing my best to present as male. And she got to the point where she couldn't deal with it anymore. I never went out. It was all literally closeted. I was literally in the closet dressing as a woman because it somehow brought me to peace in the midst of everything. Now, I've been a Christian for a very long time prior to that. Lived my life to the best as a Christian male. I tried to play the role. I tried to do all the things that a Christian male should do. I was a father of 4 children. We took them to church. I was a Sunday school teacher. I was also the director of Sunday youth teachings at the church. And we continued to just grow in the church and get closer and closer to God. But eventually, it became too much for me to hide who I really was. And I started to dress more and more in the closet. And so my wife decided to leave. And rather than putting the blame on her, I took the blame and I told the whole family it was my fault that we separated. And I explained why. I just told everybody. I don't know why I do this, but I dress as a woman. And anyway, I tried to get counseling to prevent me from doing it. And the counselor said, well, it seems like an addiction. And so for a year after our separation, I treated it as an addiction, and I was clean for over a year. And I tried to win my wife back. In doing so, I moved away to another place, and it was Halloween time, and I'm feeling like I have to dress again, and I'm alone for the first time. I moved away from my family and everybody, and I just couldn't help it. I had to dress as a woman. And so at that point, I literally cursed God. I said, "You're not taking this away from me. You're ruined my life because you're not helping me get through this addiction." Now, at this point, I'm still thinking it's addiction due to the counselor who's supposed to be a professional tells me this. And I literally cursed God. I called him every name in the book. I knew he existed, but I said, "I'm done with you. You didn't take this away, so I'm going to indulge in this addiction. And I'm just going to have fun with it. I'm going to start going out and be around people, be just whatever it takes." And for the first time in my life, I felt real. I felt like this is really who I'm supposed to be. And then I get this voice in the back of my head, "Open the Bible. That can't be God because I cursed you. That cannot be God. That has to be the devil telling me, tempting me. I don't care. Open the Bible." "No, I'm not going to open the Bible. There's no reason to. You're done with me. I'm done with you. Open the Bible." I opened the Bible to Acts 10. This is when Peter has a sheet. He has a vision of a sheet coming down from heaven, and it's got unclean food on it. Unclean for Jewish people to eat. And he said to the voice, "I will not let any unclean thing touch my mouth," touch these lips. And the voice said, "Kill and eat." 3 times. And then God said, or the voice said to him, "Do not call anything unclean, which I have declared clean." That just melted me away, because what I thought was sinful, what I thought was a sinful addiction, was exactly what God wanted me to be. And I cried, I melted, and then I felt closer to God than ever in my life, because I knew who I was really supposed to be at that point from then on. And it's not unclean. What people think is unclean isn't. We shouldn't be worried about those kinds of things. Later on, Paul was at Cornelius' house, a centurion. He was invited there. And that centurion, he had a gathering, and Paul told the gathering, "God has shown me that no human is unclean." He was told not to be around Gentiles, yet he came to that house just after that vision. And he realized God telling him through that message that no human is unclean. Thank you.
The one thing that I really love about us is that we realize there are many paths to God. I say it like this: there are many roads to the mountaintop. The view's all the same once you get there. And all of our spiritual journeys are our own spiritual journey. One of the reasons I wanted to introduce Anne to us is because in the fall, I'm working on bringing to Palm Springs a conference on spirituality and gender identity, which will focus on transgender and sexuality. It's a big undertaking. I've already been, this is what we do, okay? This is what I'm about. I'm about making a difference in your life and the lives of people out here. I'm about understanding that when I look at you, all I see is God in you, and you see God in me, and this understanding that God is in there unfolding as who we are. Thank you so much. And I have enough. Oh, we can sing a little song. That's right. We're going to sing a little song, a cappella. And a little song, I'm going to sing it first for you, then you're going to sing it with me. I want to have some audience participation, right? Okay, kind of goes like this. We need more love. We need more love. We need more love for our brothers and our sisters. We need more love. If we could all get together, what a beautiful thing. Love can make it happen just as sure as we sing. We need love. Listen to me, brothers. Listen to me, sisters. We need more love. Now that you got it, you can sing it with me. Okay? We need more love. We need more love. We need more love for our brothers and our sisters. We need more love. If we could all get together, what a beautiful thing. Love can make it happen just as sure as we sing. We need love. Listen to me. Listen to me. We need more love. Love is really all that there really is. If you have a problem with the God thing, just substitute love. It's the same. God and love are the same. Same, period. So we have another guest, because today is about leaving your baggage behind. Whatever is in your life that does not serve you, leave it behind. It's the title of my talk, which I'm going to deviate from, is Rise and Shine, Leave the Grave Clothes Behind. Don't drag along in your life what doesn't serve you any longer, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a gender identity, whether it be a career. It's time for you to rise and shine. That's what we're about. My guest today is a dear friend of mine for a few years, several years now, from Tulsa, Oklahoma, where I went to school, one of the many schools that I went to. I was one of the first students at ORU. And Dr. Stephen Scoggins is from Tulsa, Oklahoma. He has a pedigree 2 arms long of doctor, nursing, a real estate investor, vocalist, et cetera, and I've asked him to come and share today a few words of his spiritual journey and also in song. So I want you to welcome to the front today, Dr. Stephen Scoggins.
Thank you so much. What better day than a day of resurrection that we go back to our foundation of communication, that foundation of the alphabet, starting with A, accepting us as we are, and that's how we should feel from our higher power to our family and friends, just accepting us as we are. After A is B, believes in you. It's nice when other people can believe in you, but we have to believe in ourselves. C calls just to say hi. Not for any other reason, not for the latest tea, just to say hi. After C is D, doesn't give up on you. And we can't give up on ourselves. E envisions the whole you, even the unfinished parts. You can, if you dare. After E is F, forgives mistakes. I don't know about you, but I've made a mistake or two in my day, and there may be more. But to forget it, to let it go, to release yourself and allow yourself to fly to highest of heights. After F is G, gives conditionally. Notice I didn't say gives unconditionally. I think we should set the parameters for our giving. It's not, oh, I don't care how you treat me, I'm just going to let you know. Let's identify those conditions. So give conditionally. After G is helps you out. There's so many ways that we can help each other. I find today a great help to bring two or more together, touching and agreeing. I think it's fantastic. After H is I, invite you over. I don't mean invite you over to your place. I mean invite you over to your space. You can be with someone 20 years and not know them. We have to allow that opportunity to be invited to each other's spaces. After I is J, just to be with you for no other reason. No other needs other than just to be with you. After J is K, keeps us close at heart. L, in the 70s, there was an artist, Billy Joel, that had a song that said, I love you just the way you are. And as simple as those words are, to just love someone just for the way they are is a beautiful thing. Of these alphabet, I think the M is really important, and this M makes a positive difference in your life. A positive difference in your life. N never judges. O, offers support. P, picks you up. And Q, quiets your fears. When we have those friends that we can call and we can count on knowing they're going to quiet our fears, we're going to call them. After Q is R, raises your spirits. S, says nice things to you and about you. T, tells you the truth. Now, that should be done sensitively, not what comes up comes out. But we need to hear the truth. After T is you, understands you. That takes time. You have to be around a person. You have to know their journey. After U is V, values you. W, walks beside you. When I grew up in Oklahoma, when someone would join church, they would have the different missionary people come and walk with you to go. You would go to the front of the church, and the choir would sing, He walks beside me. The purpose for having someone walk beside you is you didn't know who was nervous, but you knew that you had a support system. After W is X. Explains things. I tried xylophone, it didn't work there. Explains things we don't understand. After X is Y. Yells when we won't listen. We yell by repeating things. We yell by writing things down. We yell in some cases just by leaving a note to allow the processing of the information. And certainly after Y is Z. Zaps us back to reality. Zaps us back to that place that we can feel something on the inside working on the outside. The selection that I've prepared today is just entitled No More Nights. That regardless of what you're going through, there comes a time that there's no more night. Timeless thing, earth and heaven will pass away. It's not a dream. God will make all things anew. That day, gone is the curse from which I stumbled and fell. Evil is vanished unto eternal hell. No more night, no more pain, no more tears, never crying again. and praise as to the great I am, and we will live in the light of the risen See all around, all the nations bow down to sing. The only sound is the praises to Christ our King. Slowly the names from the book are read. I know the King, so there's no need to dread. No more night, no more pain, no more tears, never crying again, and praise as to the great I am, and we will live in the light of the risen Lamb. See, over there, there's a mansion, a home that's prepared just for me, where I can live with my Savior eternally, and there will be no more night, no more pain, there will be no more tears, never crying again, and praise as to the great I am, and we will live in the light of the risen Lamb. Oh, praise as to the great I am. We're gonna live in the light of the risen Lamb.
Is it any wonder that Andre's cousin? It must run in the family. So you never know what you're going to see when you come here. Stefan's going to be one of our featured speakers down the line. Somebody asked me, what am I? That's a good question. My title is Reverend Doctor. The doctor is in spiritual studies of different spiritualities. I'm a graduate of the University of Metaphysics in London, England. I'm one of my friends, Dr. Pat Langlois, she says you're a New Age Pentecostal. And I think that's kind of true. So you will see a variety of speakers here, from a Jewish person, from an atheist who's sharing, from a Muslims with a progressive group, all different styles of spiritual growth you will find here. Not one is better than the other. It's what you find that you identify with. I've asked Mark to come today to read Dr. Sharon's Easter reflection. Dr. Sharon, for 50 years, was a leader along with Louise Hay and others in the New Thought movement. And in 1975, she wrote this Easter reflection. And as a way of honoring her today on this Easter, I've asked Mark to come and read her Easter reflection.
Thank you, Reverend Dr. Damien. And thank you for seeing God in me. Hi, everybody. This is Easter Reflection written by Dr. Sharon Stroud. I'll try to throw in a little of my attitude in here. Behold, all things are born anew. The thought, the deed, the worldly view. The palm of truth taken in hand, set men free to understand. The earth rolls away the tomb of time, and Galilean begins his climb. The Easter story reveals our quest. Heightened with love, we all are truly blessed. For the beckoning of spring by far is lovelier than all other seasons are. The dew drops on a lily's face glisten far brighter than a star in space. The budding iris peeking through, kiss life's aura in spiritual hue. A blade of grass, a swaying reed, kneel before a cosmic seed. I really like this part. No, I got lost. I'm sorry. All the races join together, forming a mandala upon the heather. An echoed mantra rings out to the spheres. The presence within casts out all fears. Peering beyond the cross of life, we find release from suffering and strife. To a golden kingdom we were given, for the Christ within once more has risen. And thank you, Dr. Sharon Stroud. I miss you every day.
Sometimes in this life we hear calling from somewhere. Sometimes it is loud and clear. Sometimes it's so softly there. Sometimes it is in the sea, and sometimes in the sky. Sometimes it's in you and me, and sometimes in a cry. Open your heart, God is calling you. Right from the very start, your loving heart was calling you. Open your arms, you will hit the answer when you answer to God's call. Sometimes it is in desire or in the love we feel. call is calling us. All the fear will disappear. When we have no dance to dance, the dance is in the song. When we have no voice to sing, the call is calling strong. Open your heart, God is calling you. Right from the very start, your loving heart was calling to. Open your arms, you'll find the answer when you answer to God's call. Open your hearts, God is calling you. Right from the very start, your loving heart was calling to. Open your arms, you will find the answer when you answer to God's call. You will find the answer to God's call.
Please can I make announcements, but he's getting his truck ready. One announcement, because somebody asked me, the lovely lady I met at the Stephen Chase Awards last, who's on this with me, I'm so glad you're here today. I was asking how often we do this. The last Sunday of every month, we're here. And other than that, we're online at 10 a.m. On the Sundays. Now, the 29th is Memorial Day weekend, and my special guest is Keisha D. is going to be here as my special music guest. So you never know who's going to show up from town, from LA, from wherever. But please come in and make a few announcements.
Thank you so much, Reverend. Thank you. You know, I wanted to also make a few acknowledgments here. We have with us Reverend Linda Borick. Linda. Now, I was with Dr. Sharon for 16 years, and I was her musical director, her confidant, her everything. And I was very fortunate. A year and a half ago, I was ordained by her, and I'm also an ordained minister. But I consider myself a minister of music. I'm not a minister who's going to get up and talk to you and tell you all the wonderful things you need to do in your life. I just do it through my music. Also, I want to say this also. We put out 250 bags to clients and staff of the DAP on Thursday. We want to give a special thanks to David Reed, who put out so many of the bags together, Lady Cleveland, and Patrick. Let's give a hand for Patrick back there, who has graciously helped distribute the bags. Thank you, Patrick. We also, this is our first meeting in ever with Interfaith Ministries, but I want to let you know that we are going to be on the last Friday of every month. We're going to be doing a live service, but the other 3 weeks we will be doing an online service. So we really would love for you to join us. But I'm going to throw this in, and Damien doesn't know that. With your support, your financial support, we'll be able to be here every week. So keep that in mind, because as we grow, as you see, this is our first meeting. Look at this. I counted. We have 30 people here. 30 people. It's amazing. And 31. And we have another one that I've been over there. They've been texting me back and forth trying to find the place. They've been driving around. So we're going to have another one. We're going to have 32. But also we want to give a special thanks to we have an angel who has been so wonderful in supporting us on our transition since Dr. Sharon left. He was an angel for Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide for many, many years, donating a nice amount of money that was able to keep our doors open throughout all of the pandemic. And so it filled all the needs and supplies at Interfaith Spiritual Center. Now that we are Interfaith Ministries, we would love to have that same support. But he has been really wonderful. He has been giving us a nice amount of money for the last 3 months to help us transition into what we are becoming now. Also, it takes $1,000 a month to maintain Interfaith Ministries. So as I said again, with your support, we're setting up also for a credit card. We do have, when we do our service, if you look down below, we do post a PayPal and also a PO box that if you find any value or great value from our service and want to show your gratitude, we're more than welcome to accept your love and gratitude. Thank you for that. Also, our shoes of love. Who brought shoes today? Yay, I did too. We have our shoes of love for Dr. Sharon. This is in her honor, and the shoes will go to the Well in the Desert for those who are, and I don't want to say homeless, those who are without shelter at the time right now. We all have homes. Sometimes we don't have a roof overhead, but we do have homes, and our homes live right in here. Reverend Damien is we're looking forward to finding a tech, someone who is very tech savvy that can teach us or come on board, and so we can do what we're doing and we can grow. And right now it would be a volunteer service, but we intend on it being a paid position. Also, let's see what else we have here. Someone who has the skills of running and growing a nonprofit, because we are a nonprofit and we want to see this expand. You want to see us expand too? Yes, we want to see it expand because we were reaching out to our community. Hey, Virginia, she found us. Let's give her a hand. Yay, she's been running around trying to find a place. You are number 32. Thank you so much for joining us today. But someone who is very savvy at helping building our online presence and publicly and all those things like that. And also, our next service will be Sunday, May 29th, which is Memorial Day weekend. And as Reverend Damien said earlier, Keisha D will be joining us as our special guest. So now, without further ado, give me a little reverb there, and this is a beautiful song written by Mr. Daniel Nahon. I love this song. This says all. A little more music. One power. It's a white chord. One power. One power. One power. There's one power invisible, and we see it everywhere and every day. One power, oh, indescribable, and we speak of it with every word we say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, Call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem, or Heaven's Door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the Lord that lives in you and me. One power, oh, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different colors, different clothing, different names. Oh, but different is only dangerous when we forget that our hearts were all the same. We'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such differences were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem, or Hathor. It's Mohammed, it's your mind, it's your soul, it's your sign, it's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time, but whatever name you give it, it's all one power can see. Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the Lord that lives in you. And one power, oh, one power, one power, one power. Oh, it's just one power, oh, one power. It's the moment of creation. It's the everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's a joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby. The serenity of peace. It's the anger we abandon. It's love that's most deep. It's one power. Oh, just one power. Yeah, one power. Oh, just one power. It's the power of the Lord lives forever in you and in me. It's the power of the Lord in you and me. One power, oh, one power. It's just one power.
I'm going to keep my talk really brief because I gave up a lot of my time with our guests, and haven't you enjoyed our guests today? I would like to recognize and have you say happy 60th birthday early to a friend of mine for over 20 years. She's going to be 60 on Sunday, Promo Homo TV, Nicholas Snow. And also David Reed, our priest, and Claudia, who is a lunar astrologist who was on our program a couple weeks ago, is right here. We're going to have Claudia back on a workshop on astrology and spirituality at some point. So you know what's gonna happen here, and I'm glad you all are here today. So my talk is supposed to be Rise and Shine, Leave the Grave Clothes Behind. Now, if you've ever heard me, you know, regardless of what the topic is, I'm going to share with you what it is that you need to hear. And when I go to do conferences on various things, I show up, and whatever I feel Spirit has for us at that time, that is what I share with you. Speaking of that, each have a card of mine. I am a cognitive behavioral therapist and an alcohol and drug counselor. That card is for you. If you have some issues that you need counseling in and you would like to see me, it is my gift to you. It is my investment in you. I don't spend money and I don't spend time. I invest. There's a difference. To spend is to invest, is to see a return in your finances, in your friendship, in your relationships. So today I'm going to digress a little bit, and I'm going to read a little verse from John 10. And it was when it's Easter, when they took Jesus before the people. And this is what they said: "We're not stoning you for any good work," said the Jews, "but for the blasphemy, because you, who are a man, declare yourself to be God." And Jesus replied, "Is it not written in your law, I have said, you are gods?" Paraphrase from the Genesis Bible. All of you know that the Bible has translation after translation after translation, so it changes. So don't get hooked on any one translation and think it's set in stone, okay? So the Genesis Bible has this story that this man named Adam, now whether it was a cosmic and he happened, or whether it was from the dirt, whatever your belief is for your growth at this time on your spiritual journey, enjoy that. But this mankind, okay, this mankind, he and his wife, they heard footsteps in the garden. We're talking about the garden, okay? And when they heard the footsteps, they went and hid and covered themselves. And the footsteps were God. Now, spirit, however it is, this is God, okay, walking in the garden. "Adam, where are you?" So he looked around to see Adam. He says, "Why are you covered up?" Adam says, "They said I was naked." God said, "Who told you you were naked? Who told you you were naked?" It sure wasn't God. It sure wasn't love. Who told you that you're damaged goods? Who told you because of your sexuality that you don't matter? Who told you? It wasn't love. It wasn't God. Who told you you're less than? Dr. Scoggins, a week or so ago, was doing the Brothers of the Desert, and his talk that he gave was this, over and over. He said, "When I was young, they told me black is beautiful, and I believed them." Who told you the things that you now believe? Who? It wasn't this godness that is around us, that is through us, that is in us. So when they came to Jesus and they're saying that, and Jesus says, "Doesn't your own teaching tell you that you are gods?" What could they say? Because while there is a creator, a higher power, a source, a whatever it is that is greater than us, that source is also a part of us, in us, through us, as us, and in us. You know, an acorn came from an acorn tree, right? A pear, the pear tree, the acorn, the pear, they're not the tree. The tree, the growth is somewhere. We are what we came from. We are spiritual beings having an earthly experience in a human body. And some of you have some really great human bodies. I've seen a lot of human bodies. And I've seen a lot of great spiritual experiences in some of those human bodies. So how am I tying this together? What doesn't work, leave it outside. You don't need it. Well, what are they going to think? You know, my friend Marianne Williamson said this. She said, it is not our darkness that we're afraid of. In other words, it's not your shadow side. It's not your habits, you know, the secret habit that you might have. The secret habit of being in the closet putting on high heels. The secret habit of putting on a studded jock strap somewhere. Secret habit of running off to CCBC once in a while. Whatever the secret habit, okay? It's not the secret habit that we're afraid of. It is our light that frightens us. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are more powerful beyond measure. More powerful beyond measure. And when we begin to leave outside the grave clothes, those things that no longer serve us, I don't care who told you they were so. It wasn't the godness that is in you and with you and around you that told you that you were bad. Because the godness tells you you're wonderful. You're beautiful. You're fabulous. You think you can't make it another day? Guess what? You can. You think you're not going to get that job that you want? No, that's somebody else's voice. Guess what? I got creative power inside you. Go for it. You think you can't sing so good? Yes, you can. Go for it. You think this, you think that. That is our ego self-mind thinking. That isn't the God mind in us thinking. You get what I'm saying? So today the message of Easter is hope. The message of Easter is faith. The message of Easter is rise and shine. One of my teachers, Shaman Dirk, says, get it! Get lit! Don't wait for somebody else to light you. You get lit. And Marianne, in her writing, she says, when we are lit, basically, then we give people around us mission to live their life authentically in light and love without judgment. And so it is. And so it is. So today, that's the end of my message. So I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're keeping registration for us. Thank you so much. And those of you who haven't registered, there's a table out there. Also, we're kind of different when it comes to the offering kind of thing. You have some envelopes, right? If it's been of value, then put something in the basket out there. If it's not, well, that's okay, it will be. You'll think about some of the things you've had to say, okay? So I'd like all the Easter hat contestants to come up. All the Easter hat contestants. And this is done by applause. Easter hat, put your bonnets on. Lady Cleveland, come on up here.
Yes, I want to say that our own Kay Schreiber, who is doing registration out there, she is our intuitive, in-house intuitive. Kay is absolutely fabulous. If you'd like a reading, Kay does what she does. She does palmistry. She does everything. She'll talk to your friends on the other side of the veil. So you'd love to get a hold of Kay.
Okay, well, you know what, I'm taller than you, so I'm gonna do this, okay? We're going to pat a cake.
This is my regular.
That's a regular hat. Okay. Pat a cake came as work clothes there. Okay, so, we're gonna vote, and I'm going to put my hand on around each one. Oh, I guess I'm not. Okay. I thought you were gonna do that.
I'm taking a picture.
Okay, the category, the first category is the most beautiful, okay? So it's gonna be by audience applause. Okay, I'm gonna start at this end.
360 twirl.
For the funeral? No. And after the divorce? Nicholas, who do you think won?
The tall person with the pink feathers.
Edie, come on over so everybody on camera can see. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is the winner of our hat contest. Thank you so much.
Now, the next category is the. Oh, no, you're not gonna go yet. You go ahead. You're not gonna be the craziest one. You got the most beautiful.
Oh, so I get that is what you said.
Yeah, no.
Really?
Okay, so this is for the craziest one. Okay, I love the shoes. Of course, you really don't know I like shoes. Okay, this is for the craziest hat. Okay. Reverend Linda, who won?
This one right here.
Yay!
So we're ending with, is this on tape or is this acapella?
This is on tape.
Let there be peace.
Yes.
Okay, we're ending with our song, Let There Be Peace on Earth.
Are we ready?
You go ahead and lead it.
Okay, is everybody ready?
Yeah, all right. And you can actually stand with us.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, love that was meant to be. With God as our Father, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyful vow. To take each moment and live each moment in love eternally. Let there be peace. with me and you.
As I say on all of my broadcasts, kindness is the language that the deaf can hear. Kindness is the language that the blind can see. Be kind to yourself and to each other. Happy Easter.
Tell them we're going to 849.
That's what I heard. Thank you. Wonderful service. Thank you so much.
So good. The best Easter service I've ever been to in my whole life.
Really?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. From you, I really, no, I need that. I need that. I just, this is so amazing.
That did it.